What's up, Neil and Brad? I'm Steve-O. I'm at the Montreal Canadiens versus Vegas Golden Knights at the T-Mobile Arena. Watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And this video was not in the plan because it just happened. Thomas Plekanec just traded. It's not a video I need to do any research for because
you've been praying for this trade.
Oh, for years, literal years. Now listen, I'll say the good stuff first. Thomas Plekanec, if you're looking for an absolutely brilliant defensive forward, a great two-way player, he's your man. He's a great playoff guy. He's the type of guy who can shadow a superstar, kind of like Kadri, and do incredible things.
He's your shutdown guy for the other team's top line. If you need
He's going to be really good for Toronto in the playoffs.
Is that where he went?
The bad with Thomas Plekanec. And he never used to be like this. But if you're looking for a guy with the worst shot in the National Hockey League who can shoot it right here in the goalie's crest or 5 feet wide and hit the glass, he's your man. Because I swear, I would bet $1,000 that he has the worst shot in the National Hockey League. That's how confident I am. Anyway, I like the guy, but I'm glad he's gone.
The turtlenecks. The style.
The turtlenecks.
Oh, what style he brought to the team. I've said in an earlier video a couple of weeks back, I don't feel too much differently than you do about Plekanec's talents and his assets and his liabilities. I generally like the fact he was on the team because he represented a connection to an earlier and more successful version of the Montreal Canadiens. And I like that continuity and whatever he was bringing to the dressing room to help indoctrinate the new guys and maybe tell them some stories, if he talked to them at all. I don't know. But I'm not upset to see this. I'm even happy for him because Thomas Plekanec has toiled for a long, long time on a team that occasionally has been a contender, and now he's going to a team that is a legitimate contender. And did do some damage last year in the playoffs and has the opportunity to do more this year, and he may be a part of that, and I think for him it's a great thing.
I agree. I think it's a good move for him. There's a couple things to say about what happens after these playoffs and stuff, but first I just want to read the trade. So the Canadiens acquire Renat Valiev. That's how you say it. He's a third-round pick. Or he was a third-round pick. Kirby Reichel, who was a first-round pick in 2013, 19th overall, actually. And then a 2018 second-round pick. Did you know that Montreal has 4 second-round picks this coming year?
I did. I just looked it up because I wanted to see. I knew we had a couple, and I knew we just got a new one. Yeah, there's going to be some talent plucked, I think. If there's any talent in the second round, this is a pretty light draft coming up. But
yeah, maybe. Who knows? And Toronto acquires, obviously, Thomas Plekanec, and Montreal is going to retain 50% of his salary, which is the maximum you can retain as a team, which brings him down to $3 million on the Toronto's cap.
And that's only for now to the end of the year, because this is his last year before he becomes a UFA. So.
Yep. And they also get Kyle Bond, I believe that's how you say his name, and he's currently with Laval. He's got 16 points in 54 games. I don't know anything about him, so.
Yeah, he's originally from Toronto, so he's going.
Played with the Toronto Junior Marlies, I think.
And he's going back to his hometown. He'll be assigned to the Marlies, I'm sure. And the player we're getting, actually both players, Valiev and Reichel, they're both with the Marlies. And Reichel has pretty good numbers. He's got 10 goals and 20 assists. He's got 30 points with the Marlies this year. So if you just look at raw point exchange, I think we come out quite well. Because I'm a Montreal fan. I thought Plekanec wouldn't get. I knew he was getting a lot of attention, but I didn't know that Montreal would get a lot of assets back for him because it's so late in the season and it's only a rental situation for now. And he's got limitations as to the amount of contribution he can make to any team. The market is hot for centers, and the supply of centers is not that great. I think that's one of the reasons why Montreal got what they did. But to get a second-round pick and 2 young guys, one of which was a first-rounder himself not too long ago, I think that's pretty good value for Plekanec.
The only way that Toronto wins this trade is if they win the Stanley Cup. So
that's right.
Because I can't see Plekanec leaving or staying in Toronto because he actually has spoken with Bergevin, and a couple of things have, I don't know if you know this.
No.
This is a recent conversation between the two. So he did not want to go to the any West team, regardless of what West team. It doesn't matter if it was Vegas, Nashville,
Chicago,
Winnipeg. It doesn't matter. Any West team, he didn't want to go to any of them.
Really?
He said, "Put me anywhere in the East. I don't care." I said, "I'd like to go to contender in the East, but if you need to trade me anywhere, put me in the East." So Bergevin did his best to find an East suitor, and he did. So that's cool. Wow. Arrangements have been made for him to come back in July. So this is a total pure rental.
It's already.
Plekanec wants to come back to Montreal in July.
Yeah. These wouldn't be official arrangements because they can't be.
Not official, but
okay.
Conversational arrangements. But I still think it's like I just said the only way Toronto wins this trade is if they win the Stanley Cup. But it's still not a bad trade, even if they get he's gonna be good for Toronto. He's gonna be good for Toronto.
Yeah.
He's not gonna generate a lot of offense. He's gonna generate a lot of credit card sales on turtlenecks. But I made that joke in Discord the other day.
I see Toronto fans already in Twitter this morning talking about turtlenecks, and a lot of Toronto fans aren't happy with this trade. They think Toronto gave away too much to get what they got. At what I've read so far, and it's early days, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's
good because Toronto gets maybe a second line center, maybe third, when they're going to need it desperately. They didn't give up any roster player to do it, and they did it in a way that's not going to squeeze them too bad on the cap because they're at the top, and with Montreal retaining some salary there, Toronto can actually afford to do it and fit him in the cap somehow. So
I don't see any situation where Plekanec plays in the top 6 in Toronto. No. I think he's in bottom, like fourth line center.
Well, I think when you're looking at the playoffs coming up and the hard charging that happens in the playoffs and injuries, they have to have a guy that if they have to throw him into the second line, they can do it.
Oh, if there's injuries, he can play up in the top 6, but he's going to play a complete shutdown role for Toronto, and he's going to be good at it. So it's exactly what Toronto needed.
Yeah, and it's what Plekanec's needed, and probably what Montreal needed. So
yeah, definitely.
It's a win-win-win.
So Montreal has more picks than anyone in that second round of this coming draft, 4. So that's really good. We are going to talk about a couple other trades as well. I'm going to release this video first, but we're filming just after this. We're going to talk about the Brassard trade. We're going to talk about the Nash trade. And then we're going to film the podcast. So keep an eye out for that. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios. Man.